Hi guys, doing? Welcome back to SunnySword
SunnySword
podcast.
Podcast.
Since you don't believe in global warming,
Okay.
Dan Pina, he went to Antarctica to meet the ice scientists.
Okay. Yeah,
What is an ice scientist?
the scientists that studies ice and the formations of it and how it changes over time and things like that.
Yeah, so
probably.
he's talking about it's ice scientist or whatever.
Yes,
so
yes,
so
yes.
he went to Antarctica
Yeah,
and met the scientists,
that's cool.
and they talked about global warming. So he's going to explain it to you.
I would love to go to Antarctica and do that. Like, just go there.
Of course, yeah,
You
me
know,
too, yeah.
it sounds-
You have to go to Peru,
You have to go to
Chile.
the south
Chile.
of South America.
No, you have
and
to go to
then-
Chile,
Yeah,
and take the boat.
Yeah, Chile goes almost all the way down.
Yeah,
to,
yeah. So there's,
it's
there's
like
a
an
tour
island.
that takes you to Antarctica.
Yeah,
But most people get seasick because they only take boats. We need a bunch of patches when we go there.
Yeah. I want to go, man. And they have penguins down there. Let's go, man. All right, so let's see. Browser. Ready?
Yeah.
My wife and I were in Antarctica.
Wait.
Renewing our vows.
No, wait.
For most of you that don't know, Antarctica's on a mountaintop. Okay? And there is a $500 million facility, scientific facility there. And the scientists came to give us presentations about global warming. And they had cores of ice that they had drilled. They had drilled 4,000 or 5,000 cores, and they only brought 15 or 20. So they're going through the second or third core, and they said 275,000 years ago, this was the temperature, blah, 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 blah. And then 55,000 years ago, the world was 2 degrees warmer Celsius than it is today. This is 2011. And, oh, wait, stop. And he said, and I said, well, you mean the whole world? He says, yes. And the poles are only benchmarks. And I said, well, what about the things that the young woman alluded to? Okay. And he said, it's all cyclical. And although the gas may have exacerbated it, in the cosmos of time, it's not a fart in the wind. In the cosmos of time, of the 13.8 billion years that we've been on this miserable planet, it's not a fart in the wind. And as I told Joe Rogan on his show, and he said in his infinite wisdom, and Joe, if you hear this, I thank you for the opportunity to be on your show. He said, then in 25,000 years, it's most likely not going to be a problem. Now, my direct answer to your question, if that were really true, which you believe, and let's just for a moment say that it is true, that means that the best scenario vis-a-vis global warming is about 10 feet raising water. That's the best scenario over the next 40, 50 years. That's the best scenario. The worst scenario is about 100 feet. But let's just take the 10 feet. If the water on the planet is going to rise up 10 feet, that means the southern part of the United States is gone. England is gone. Most of Europe is gone. And I can go, most of Central America is gone. Okay. If that's the case, let's just take Florida, for example, which is one of the fastest growing beachfront condominiums on the planet. In the prospectus, when you invest, there should be, in the footnotes, if global warming is for real, they won't put it that way, global warming happens and water rises 10 feet, this investment you made is fuck all. Not one single investment prospectus written since 2000, this century, has alluded to global warming. Not one motherfucker. If it were really true, the banks wouldn't invest. The banks wouldn't finance. Not one motherfucking condominium. So the people that have the money, and I'm jealous of the Vice President, Gore, which Sally and I rode on a plane from South America with a few years ago. I am jealous he came up with a scam before I did. Because the financial institutions, the banks of this world know it's not going to happen. Otherwise, you couldn't get a goddamn loan in London. You know those 30, 40-year mortgages? The world will be over by then. Is Barclays Bank going to give you a motherfucking loan? With the greatest respect, ma'am, it's the greatest fraud that's been perpetrated on mankind this century.
Continue watching this fascinating conversation for free.
Interesting speech.
My man. My man. Yeah, it's true. You can't even fucking borrow money from the bank.
I mean, I understand
If
what
that
he's trying to
was the case,
say.
you know?
I understand that, what he's trying to say with
And he met the actual scientist
the
out down
reality versus the thing, right? I understand that. For me, global warming itself, the actual idea of global warming, I've always felt like it is something that exists, but the Earth is more complex than we can ever guess, because we just can't. It's the Earth,
Yeah.
right? And there's many living things on the Earth. For every action, there's a reaction.
there. Did you know the...
So
CO
let me explain
Okay.
this. So, for example, because for when it comes to science and mass and things like that, like if something happens here, there's something else had to happen over there for the balance to stay balanced, right?
Mm-hmm.
You can't just nothing will stay imbalanced in reality, right? So if we have excessive amounts of CO2 or something going out, right? Like excessive amounts going out somewhere, right?
Yeah.
It has to balance out somewhere else. Like there's going to be an echo somewhere else,
But
right?
did you know the CO...
But to what he's saying, his point is, he said like it's just a small breath in the air to the history. Well, yeah,
Cosmos,
the history is long, and
Really
it's a
long.
lot. You know what I mean? So, I mean, us as in this podcast and all that stuff is meaningless in the pulling all the way back out to the cosmos. You know what I mean? So like, yeah, I understand what he's trying to say in that sense. You know what I mean? Yeah.
But did you know the actual CO2 level on Earth is 0.03 or 4, I forgot.
Okay.
And if that decreases, right, 0.01, all the planets gonna fucking die.
Okay.
So it's actually better to increase the CO2 level on Earth so the planets could grow.
I mean, I just mentioned CO.
Healthier and better.
But the thing is that, you know what? no, but here's the thing though. Like the thing I think is the CO2
CO2
level.
yeah.
I know the CO2 level itself, like to affect it in the point where it would get out of whack, like so crazily, would have to be such a huge event. For example, like, I don't know, Mount Fuji exploding or something like this. The reason why is because that's so huge, right?
Yeah.
If Mount Fuji explodes,
But that's more like a gas.
but I'm just trying to say, like, I'm trying to give an example of
Something,
action,
right? Okay,
action
okay.
and reaction. That's all. I don't need you to negate my point.
Okay.
I'm just trying to say action and reaction. Action and reaction. If Mount Fuji explodes, right, is the world going to end? Probably not. But it's going to have a huge atmospheric, like,
catastrophic event.
yes, huge. Probably we won't even breathe in Tokyo anymore. You know,
Yeah, all
or
the
whatever.
fucking dust and shit,
It's like
right?
we
Yeah.
can't breathe anymore. What are we gonna do? Probably maybe hella people die.
Let's
But-
move to Antarctica.
But the Earth itself will clean itself up and do what it has to do to balance it out again.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And so that's why I think like that's. So when I think about global warming itself, I think about just the idea of causing more imbalances that the Earth has to continuously fix itself. You know?
Yeah.
If we keep doing this, well, then it has to try to find a way to revert it back. You know, like when there's an oil spill,
yeah.
then the ocean has to find a way to clean itself.
Yeah.
Right, and it has to do that, but it's hard to do that. You know,
I think the point you're trying to make is the global warming we have is human error.
we have a lot of that. Yeah.
But if we not even minimize, but you know, if we fix the nuclear problem and the fucking I don't know what the hell China's fucking burning out there. I think if we get rid of fucking Chinese shit,
Oh, you mean like the
fucking
PM? Yeah.
If we get rid of that and trying to think something for the nuclear, because nuclear only is harmful for animals and humans. Other than that, it's fine. Because right? Yeah, humans and
I don't know.
animals
I
are.
don't know.
Yeah, only humans and animals
Right.
has negative consequences with radiation, right?
Yeah.
So if we solve the Chinese shit and the nuclear shit, we'll be fucking fine.
I guess so.
And CO2 levels need to little bit rise, so the plants could grow better and more healthier. Even some vegetable farms, you know, they have the fucking
greenhouse?
plastic house.
Greenhouse,
Yeah, they
greenhouse?
fucking put bunch of CO2 in there.
Yeah.
You've seen that before,
Because
right?
it's like an overdose of energy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it proves that, you know, vegetables and fucking plants.
Yeah, but
plants.
I don't know if we just have like more CO2
No, just
in general.
zero. No, but there was scientists saying if we need to increase 0.01% more, so the plants and the trees could grow better and healthier.
I'm curious what else grows more when that happens. For example,
Cockroaches.
like does our house become like moldy as fuck suddenly? You know what I mean? Like we could, or like our houses are so
It's 0.01%. So I don't.
no,
think
but no, but 0.1% on the
0.01.
0.01% increase on a global scale
Yeah.
is huge.
better for the planet though.
Yeah, but I'm like, say for if you could lock up your apartment and increase the CO2 levels to 0.01% and let it stay there for a week, what would it look like a week later? You know what I mean?
I think
Like
humans
would
could adapt.
like would you have more mold in your house, or like you know what I mean? Like would you like you know like
Like more fucking bugs are flying around.
bugs are appearing? In
Maybe.
you know.
Maybe that's why they're building smart cities.
You know, like what would happen? Like, but
No, but the scientists were saying that we could fix the desert problem too.
so we have some interesting situation. Like NASA said something about Arizona, right? So you know about California, right?
Yeah.
So California, Arizona, like this is like a very deserty
Yeah.
place. It's the hottest place on the planet.
The hottest place on the planet?
Yeah, there's
not fucking
No,
Egypt or whatever.
not the Middle East.
Really?
The hottest place on the planet is Death Valley, which is in California.
I like that name.
It's completely dead. It's really crazy.
That's why they call it Death Valley.
People go there to look at the sky or to enjoy the really Mars-looking atmosphere. A lot of
Yeah.
music videos and movies are filmed there. 'Cause
Yeah.
it looks like Mars. But
Yeah, I heard about that.
yeah.
Yeah.
So Arizona, though, well, we'll see what happens in the future. But right now, the way that the winds are moving and stuff, they're not getting any of the like air from the ocean anymore, and so it's like getting very dry.
So it's getting worse.
Worse and worse and worse, and then the temperature is higher, like you know how it's getting warmer and warmer. So they're saying like Arizona may not be
Habitable?
in the next 10 years. They're saying Arizona, like that area,
See, another 10 years.
but it's not. No,
Another 10
that
years.
was Arizona has gotten hotter.
Yeah. I mean, Earth has.
and there's less trees. There's not a lot of things there. Like it's very hot. You know, not.
Yeah.
It's a very inconvenient
Yeah,
place.
of course.
You know, so that's not saying the whole Earth. It's talking about just one location. You know, and I guess you could kind of talk about one location. Similarly, how you could talk about like Australia, and how some areas just became like nothing that used to have things. You know,
Yeah.
because like some areas in Australia, they used to have trees, used to have greenery and stuff. Now they just don't have it anymore. You know,
But it was different scientists. They were saying if you send bunch of CO2s to Mars, Mars could be habitable. That's how important CO2 is important in the global scale. You know.
okay,
So the scientists were saying if the CO2 level increased for 0.01%, the desert will fix itself
That's interesting.
slowly.
interesting. There's a drama.
Japanese one?
No, it's American one, I think. And in the drama, these aliens set down this huge like temple thing on the planet. Okay, and they want to help out different planets. That's what they want to do, and they give this kind of like pill to the humans, and they say, "We want to help you to have a good planet again. Put this pill in a place where your nature is not good." And watch what happens, right? And so they take it and they put it in that location.
The desert?
It's like a industrial area, I think it was.
What the
Whatever.
fuck? What
Yeah, like industrial area.
Why not desert?
And it was like not, you know, but I think it was industrial area.
Okay.
And they put it down and then they run away. And then suddenly, like in 10 minutes or whatever, forest everywhere. So it must have been like a CO2 bomb. Maybe. A CO2 bomb.
Maybe. But the reason why the scientists said that, if the CO2 increases for 0.01%, because the plants
Yes.
could thrive better.
Right. I understand that.
They do that with the plastic
Right.
houses
In the greenhouse.
too. Yeah, in the greenhouse.
Yeah.
So that proves that can work too, Even in Mars, if you
Right.
send CO2s, then CO2 can create the oxygen, and Mars can be inhabitable. So I think that is connected too,
Well, yeah, going back to the video, though, the guy saying global warming itself is a huge campaign for money and fraud, etc., etc.
Well, sea level, the sea level is definitely a scam.
Yeah, I think that there's probably some truth to what he's saying, definitely. But I think that there might be some other things that we can talk about that are not as huge as like the world ending in 10 years or some shit,
And he's friends with Trump, so